Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Gyra Messy Kids service. We're going to start today by singing My Lighthouse.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore.
Stories of the Bible. Jesus is anointed at Bethany. This is Jesus, who is the Son of God and the Savior of the world. While Jesus was on earth, he taught everyone about God's love and healed people from their sickness. He did many miracles like calming storms and even raised people from the dead.
Wahoo!
At this time, the Jewish people were getting ready to celebrate a festival called Passover that had been celebrated since the time of Moses, when God brought his people out of Egypt. 2 days before the Passover, Jesus was in Bethany at the home of Simon,
Hey, come on in.
a man who had previously had leprosy. While Jesus was eating, a woman came in with a beautiful jar of expensive perfume. She broke the jar open and poured perfume over Jesus' head. Jesus' disciples were upset when they saw this. They said, "What a waste! It could have been sold for a high price and the money given to the poor."
What'd you do that for?
So they scolded the woman.
Hold on there.
But Jesus said, "Leave her alone. Why criticize her for doing such a good thing to me? You will always have the poor among you, and you can help them whenever you want to, but you will not always have me. She has poured this perfume on me to prepare my body for burial. I tell you the truth, wherever the good news is preached throughout the world, this woman's deed will be remembered."
It was a few days before Jesus died. The room in Simon's house was full of important men, and it smelled a bit funny. To be honest, the men had taken off their sandals. Pooh-wee! Nobody had had a bath recently. Pooh-wee! And there were lots of smells of the meal they'd just eaten, spices and vegetables and hot sauces, and it was all just hanging in the air. But suddenly, in came a woman. No one even knew her name. She was carrying a beautiful carved alabaster jar. She went straight to Jesus, as if she just had to be close to him, and she broke open the jar and poured the contents gently over his head. It was full of the most beautifully perfumed oil, the most expensive, the most delicious, the most fragrant smell you've ever smelled. The perfume spread around the room, cutting through all the fusty smells of the meal and the bodies and making everybody breathe in deeply to enjoy it to the full. She poured it all out, every last drop, the most precious thing she owned. She poured it all out for Jesus. Some people were angry with the woman for wasting this very costly perfume on Jesus, when it could have been sold and the money given to the poor. But Jesus said, "She has done a beautiful thing for me." We worship Jesus too. How do we worship him? We might sing songs or pray or do the actions in the services. There's lots of different ways that we can worship Jesus. Some people never worship Jesus. Perhaps they've never thought of it, or perhaps they think, like the people in the story, that it's a waste. It's like the perfume. But remember what Jesus thought of the woman who poured out the perfume. I wonder how many of us take the most precious thing in our life, something we've been hoarding up for ourselves, and pour it out for Jesus, like the woman poured out her perfume. Maybe that precious thing is time. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's ourselves. We bring our best to Jesus and hand it over to him. Not because we're paying him or bribing him, but because we love him and want to show our love to him. We call this worship. To some people, it looks like a waste of time and effort. But to Jesus, it's something very beautiful.
This the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you have a great week. And during this week, why not have a think about ways in which you can worship Jesus and show him that you love him. Take care now. Bye.
This the light of my